We have a very important video today. These are the don'ts when you visit America.
To all my haters, you ain't all lie. You talk slick, but you ain't all lie.
5 don'ts when you come to America. And this is to help my UK British audience, right? Because I have a decent amount, right? And not just in the UK, but this could also go for anywhere in Europe or certain parts of the world. But I'm gonna say mainly, I'm gonna mainly say the UK, right? When you come to America, this is gonna be number one, right? Do not, when you come visit, do not speak on political parties. I know it may seem like something to get involved in because you see so many people are like Trump, and then you see so many people are like Kamala. But let me tell you, that is an internal war that you just don't want to get involved in. I am serious. Even amongst us, like it could be one block in America, right? And you'll see neighbors that just aren't really talking because one neighbor has a big Kamala Harris sign and the other one's Trump, right? So that is not something you want to get into because you may think, okay, I want to have a conversation with an American, So let me, what is it with Trump or what is it with, and you're gonna, depending on where you are, more than likely, if you go to like a big city, like you're gonna get more Harris. If you go to more of a suburban area, for the most part, you'll get more of a Trump. Obviously, you go to the country, you're gonna get more so Trump. But people are very passionate about that to the point where they're willing to die over that. So if you may come and you talking to an American and you have a certain opinion based off what you may have seen on TV, like, hey, I don't like Kamala's attitude, or I don't like how Trump does this, you can get into a world of trouble that just isn't worth it. So if you are visiting America anytime soon, that's the first thing I'm gonna say right there, especially right now when we're on the brink of an election and a new president. Do not speak on just like the whole political thing going on. Try your best to stay away from that. Number 2, and once again, this comes from me doing reactions and just seeing what people respond to the most and what people talk about. Do your best not to judge the way Americans eat. Listen, I know we can be sloppy. Like, Americans are not the most just proper people. We're wild, and we get very wild. And if you say go to a restaurant and you just say something like, hey mate, why do you eat like that? Once again, that could open up a whole nother can of worms that just isn't worth it. Do not do that. I'm begging you. Just try not to, because it could come off very judgmental. And us Americans, we tend to be standoffish already due to so much internal things going on. Due to, like I said, especially right now in 2024, when we're so close to, like I said, the election and so much things going on, there's a lot of just tense energy. So if you out here, you don't want to just don't start judging. Americans do not like to be judged. They judge a lot. That's why they don't like to be judged. So try not to do that. I know in the UK, I know y'all look at it like, dang, Americans, y'all eat sloppy, y'all eat nasty, y'all da-da-da-da. But when you come to America, try your best, especially if you're talking to a stranger, because you're going to come off as stuck up, and Americans ain't going to like that, right? You can get into a fight over that or worse. Number 3, don't not tip a waiter or a waitress. In America, our tipping culture is very, very big. That's part of our culture, tipping. We grew up off of the stories of the single mother who worked works hard as at a restaurant or at a diner um and just struggles. So we kind of we our mentality is always look out, always tip. Uh, that's how people get by because us Americans we work a lot. You know, it's not like in the UK where they do things easier, right? Or as far as just smarter, as far as their work hours, they got it a lot better. The American dream, you got to slave for that. Like it's no joke. When you're in America, you have to you got to put that pain in. Seriously, this is coming from a homeowner, right? Somebody who owns his home, somebody who like you got to work, you got to grind, you got to get. So it's like the I've worked in a moving company. I've worked in retail. I've had a lot of jobs throughout my life, and the main thing I look forward to. I've delivered groceries in New York City. The main thing you look forward to is tips. You know, so it's so not really just waitresses or waiters, but just anything. If you order an Uber, if you ordering DoorDash, like just tip. Like tipping is American culture. If you come into America and you're like, okay, I just want to kind of get along with Americans, or just eat tip and they're gonna love you. Like that's just the truth. If you give somebody a tip after they just serviced you, um, they are going to love you. They are going to be like, thank you. You're going to see how it makes their day because in America, we work hard. Okay. So, number 4, this has to do with politics again, except this time, this is racial politics. Don't get involved in racial politics in America. Americans can be race crazy. Do not, once again, we have our internal wars over here. This is a big boiling pot with a lot of serious racial history that's still just going on today. So don't get involved with that. If you come across someone who's so-called black and y'all talking, and try not to say, start asking them just random questions, or a so-called white person. You just try to stay out of that because it will get confusing, and there's just you. It can get frustrating because you can get someone who's like, listen, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know my experience. You're from the UK. What would you know? Like, people can get triggered very easily. And that goes for every race out here. People can get triggered. I told you, it gets very hostile in America. Not to say there's not beautiful places like where you can have open conversations, but if you're visiting for the first time and you're new to everything, I'm really giving you some solid advice of things that you do want to avoid. Like, try to stay away from that. Don't come out here trying to be like an activist is what I'm trying to say. Or trying to act like, just let that be, because you can be met with a lot of ignorance, and that can be extremely hard to handle, especially right now when people are, the racial tension is pretty much at a high. You got people getting found hung in certain places right now. You got it's a lot of shifts going on in America right now, guys. A lot of shifts in power, a lot of things to where if you come over here, just stay out of certain things. Stay out of certain things. Last but not least, right? We got number 5. Don't be gullible. And what I mean by that is, if you come out here and you come to a fast city, for example, I'm from New York, right? I always say, like, I was raised upstate, but the other half of my life, I was raised in New York City, so, or the layer in my life. So it's like, I know both sides. If you're in say you're in New York, fast city. When I say don't be gullible, right? Don't fall for anything. Everybody that comes to you with a smile, especially when they see that you're new, you're a tourist, they come up to you with a smile. Hey, I left my wallet, or could you help me? Or you can come across a scammer. You could come across like that's you can be manipulated. I've seen it happen a million times. People coming from another country, someone come, oh, got them. I could tell, because they're gonna be able to spot you like this. Got them. They might come up with a sad story, or if you're giving money to every single person you see, that's, oh man, this and that, it comes up, you're just gonna end up wasting a lot of money. wasting a lot of money. Like, don't be gullible. Don't fall for anything. Don't let nobody pressure you because they're, Americans is fast, especially if you go to one of these fast cities like New York, um, LA. Like, they know when you're new and you from somewhere else. And remember, I told you it's a place where people work all the time. People are out to get a dollar all the time. So if they see you as an easy lick, um, you might get scammed, or worse, or robbed. Somebody might come up to you, hey, such and such around the block. If you could just walk with me real quick. Next thing you know, you're in an alley. Give me everything. They rob you. They take it. These are real things that happen all the time, guys. This is not nothing out of a movie. If anything, the movies get this clearly from reality, from what goes on. So when you come out here, just don't be gullible. Like, watch yourself. Don't just simply, oh, I'm okay, sorry, or try to act like you don't speak English or something. I don't know, but just do something to. I'm not saying be mean, but just don't be gullible. Especially if you're with your family, you just want to be careful. Don't. I've seen it happen so many times on the trains out. You just see people who aren't from there, and someone who's faster, just got that quick talk, that quick manipulation. They come and they just talk them out their pockets. Got them. So, whew, guys, those are the 5 don'ts. If you're visiting America soon, I really, actually, seriously do hope this helps somebody. Because I feel like me even reacting to the UK so much, it's helped me to understand a lot of the culture over there. Just like when I react to France, just like when I react to other places, Philippines, Germany. It helps me develop my information to where I'm more aware of things. And I feel like right now we're in a time in the world where we should start coming together, not just as countries or towns. We should start coming together on a human level, and really start to just kind of look at each other as brethren, and just give each other tips. So I love that. Hopefully you enjoyed and you got something out of this video. With that being said, I will be back with more. Definitely. Everybody enjoy your day. Much love.